Alright, we're going to continue to refine on this shape, and let's start to be a little more organized, so we can just maybe Control G, and then we'll group the image plane, and I'll name that image plane something like this, and I'll select the geo, Control G, and I like to call this geo, like this, geo, and cameras, I get those together as well, Control G, and just call these cameras. Like that, and you can middle mouse drag these and change the order. So I like to have cameras up top, kind of like this. Maybe your image planes are right down below your cameras, and then you got your geo, and then you want to name this something like this is like main body, like that, right? So that's getting a little more organized, and now what we're going to do, we're going to use the Boolean tool, and we're going to cut out some shapes that we see on this thing. And if I look at this side of the gun, we've got a big kind of knockout right here, and then we get this kind of shape that gets knocked out pretty much all the way through the entire gun. Yeah. So let's go ahead and say we're going to go create Polygon Primitives and do a cube. And still got the same settings as what we used before, which is no big deal. I'm just going to use this as a shape. Go to the side, and then this is where I might want to see the wireframe a little better, so that's I'm going to use the time slider there to change the opacity. So I can move this thing around and then scale it. I'll tap R for that, or you could go over here, and we're going to do something like this, get it roughly in the right spot, and I'm going to make it go a little bit past up here. If you look at the reference for the gun, you can see that it's got a notch that kind of comes in, and so this is the main kind of cutout part. So I'm going to get it about this size here. This is not going to be perfect, but we got this here, and then we've got this other kind of knockout part right here. So we could do something like, we could use the multi-cut tool again when we're in object mode. We can right click on here. Let's see, I don't want to select the image plane. Right click over past this right here like that. So I'm going to click out here, go to object mode, and then shift right click to get to that multi-cut tool. And because this is a piece of geometry and we can do edge loops on here, if you hold down control, you can just slide an edge loop like right there, and hold down control and do another one. And what we're really doing is we're actually slicing all the way through that model like that. So that's pretty cool. We can take this cube, scale it this way a little bit more just to make it a little bit easier for us to see and kind of grab some stuff. So we're going to grab the face on here, so I'm going to tap F11, or you can right click on here and you can go to face, either way. And then we can shift right click and say Extrude Face. So we'll do that, and then we'll pull straight out on here, or you can control the thickness. It's really up to you, but let's go back to that side view and check this thing out, and we can do the thickness right here like that, and you can type in a number if you want, 0.55, something like this. Let's try to get that a little bit further. I'm gonna go right there like that. Okay, and so now we've got two different shapes, and I'm gonna delete the history on that. Remember, Alt Shift D to do that, and we're gonna do a Boolean between this shape and hold down Shift and get this shape here. So we can go to Mesh, Booleans, and we're gonna do a difference between the two. So we'll do a difference, and you can see it's gonna just knock out that shape for us. You know, this tool isn't perfect. It works most of the time now. Let's delete the history on this, and remember we use that mirror tool. Let's go to that. Let's go to Mesh, Mirror. Let's just do the option box, make sure we're keeping an eye on this, right? We're going to go positive and negative, so we'll do that, hit apply, and you can see it puts a nice split down the center of our model at that point, and it makes it exactly the same geometry wise on both sides. So maybe we really don't need these edges through here. We can keep them if we wanted, but if you select an edge, control, right click and say edge loop and delete, you can actually delete that away, tap G for the next edge, and there won't be any kind of verts or anything kind of left over for that. There's an edge here. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that stuff for now. Maya kind of likes having that stuff there, and we'll leave it for now. But I think that's good enough for this section to make sure that we're getting everything we need started and using some of the Boolean tools on there.